Party people! What's up, party people? So today I got a review video for you on a foundation. So my party people that like a matte face. Okay, I had to add a little glow for the sake of my sanity. I am testing out the Hailey's Beauty, the Reset Liquid Matte Foundation. So if you would like to see how this foundation applies, maybe learn a little bit more about the company, more about what it does, if you like the way that my foundation looks and you want to see how I applied it this way, keep on watching. Comes in a little box like this. This is kind of cool, it's kind of squishy. Definitely kind of like this. We'll see what happens when you get towards the end because I feel like you're gonna have to push it out and like squeeze it out. But that could also be a good thing because you can actually push the product out, whereas a glass bottle like this, it's hard to get the product that's like kind of sitting down in there. We all know we dig around in that. Come on, let's be honest. I got the color 2.25, which is light skin with neutral undertones. They were doing a promotion where the first 300 people to see their post on Instagram would get it for free. You'd only have to pay for shipping. It's normally $22. I only had to pay $4 for shipping, so this was only $4 for me. It says, this complexion perfecting liquid foundation offers seamless coverage, comfortable long wear, and a striking matte finish. Formulated with a double dose of pigments, Reset Liquid Matte delivers instant coverage to help hide all skin imperfections. Plus, an exclusive antioxidant blend helps to nourish, soothe, and protect skin from environmental aggressors. For best results, apply with a sponge. I think I just spit across the room. Build to full coverage by layering as needed. Ingredient list listed on their website and on the packaging. Formulated without parabens, sulfates. But, okay guys, like and whatever. And there's no fragrance. There's no fragrance to it. There's no fragrance. Parabens are usually in makeup to help preserve it, stop it from going bad. I don't personally find a problem with it. I would prefer to have that in my foundation because that way I can ensure that maybe no bacteria is going to build up or like no mold's going to start growing in there randomly, that kind of stuff. But if you're against parabens, there's no parabens in here. So, alright, here's what we're going to do. Instead of doing one side with just moisturizer and the other side with a primer, I'm going to use my everyday priming, and this with Smashbox Primer Water. Smashbox Primer Water on top of it is my go-to. I don't find on the other half I'll use the LC Cosmetics Radiance Primer. So I'm just taking a small amount of that Nivea Men's Aftershave on half of my face. You just need a little bit and then let that soak in and then go over with Smashbox Primer Water. Let it dry. Now taking a tiny amount of the LC Cosmetics Primer, you just want a little bit. If you get too much, it's going to beat up and pill and just make your face look nasty. So a little bit goes a long way. Alright, so let's test this sucker out. We're using a Real Technique sponge today because that's what I like to apply my foundation with. Pull it off. It's got a little thing like that. Here's a little cap. Just going to squeeze a little bit into my hand. It's probably going to be a pretty good match. Just, it feels kind of thick. Okay. Okay. It's probably going to be too yellow for me. I will say if it is too yellow, I'm going to mix in a different foundation because, believe it or not, your girl's got plans today and tonight, and you know, don't want to be walking around looking like I don't know how to do my job. Because it says it's long lasting, so let's see how long lasting it is. It is 11:27 right now. And I'm just going to start blending this in. Not the easiest to blend from first impressions. Okay, the color's actually a lot better once it's blended out. I still think it's a little too yellow for my skin tone, especially if they're claiming it's neutral undertones. Definitely does not blend as easy as some of my other foundations, but that doesn't mean that it's a bad foundation. I'm just talking to you guys as I'm doing it, so you know my real, true, honest opinion. It's not bad. I mean, it's got good coverage though, and it's not like, it doesn't feel super cakey, which is nice. Alright, so it's not a bad match actually. That's pretty good. I thought it was going to be super yellow, and it's not as bad. But let's build up the coverage a little bit and see what kind of coverage we're dealing with here. I think it blends a little bit better if you pick it up with your sponge on your hand or a palette, than applying it straight to your face first and then trying to move it around. It feels thick when you mush it around with your hand. That's what I mean by thick. Not that it's like thick on my face. That actually looks pretty damn good. All right, Haley's Beauty, I see you. All right, so that is just with a sponge. That actually looks really nice up close. Dry skin right in here that it kind of clung to, but not like anything too crazy. I'm neutral. I have a neutral skin tone, and I feel like this is just a little too yellow, so I can't even imagine what their light skin with warm undertones is like. It's probably really yellow. Just initial thoughts, but I like the foundation so far. Now it's time to conceal. With Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, I'm using Fair Neutral. I have a review of that and Tarte's foundation, water-based of the sea, whatever it's called. That'll be up next week. Doing that, setting it with a little RCMA no color powder, and then gonna go in and contour like you normally would with my Lorac Pro Contour Kit using light and medium shades. There's just like something that dies inside of me a little bit when my face is completely matte. I don't know why. I feel like I'm just not glowing, and I'm a very happy, glowy person. I will say this is a pretty nice foundation, but just the fact that it's matte, I'm having a hard time getting past that. But I did buy a matte foundation to try it out for all my people, for all my party people that like a matte foundation. So this is for you. Everybody else make that face when they're putting their stuff on. They're like, oh, work girl, cover girl, give it a twirl. We're gonna go in with a little glow. Glow's applying nicely. 10 points to Sherlock Holmes if you can guess what song I'm singing. Then you're gonna go with a little bronzer and a little blush to warm up that face, honey. I am pleasantly surprised, and I actually, for a matte foundation, I might keep this for myself because I'm looking at the camera right now and I'm like, oh hey, your skin still looks pretty good. Now that I've added other colors into my skin, it matches a little bit better, but from first applying it, it was a little too yellow for my skin. I don't know if it'll look that way on camera, but I definitely felt in person. My chest is definitely a little bit more red, my shoulders, I have a little bit more pink in my skin. So for them advertising that to be a neutral shade, I think a little less yellow would be nice, although I appreciate the warmth and them wanting me to be a little bit more yellow and warmer tone, but I am not, because it's the neutral and then they have a light warm shade. So my only concern would be how yellow is that warmer shade. If you have dry patches, it is going to cling to your skin like any matte foundation probably will do. What I'm saying is, right off the bat, 6 shades. Wish there was a little bit more variety. So I will check back with y'all in a couple hours and we will see how this foundation holds up, because they claim it is long lasting. So let's test that out. Bye bye for now. Alright, here is my first check-in. I have, well, I've eaten food, but that doesn't really change anything unless you get it all over your face, then you gotta wipe it. But luckily I'm not that messy of an eater because I got these things on my teeth. It's been 5 hours and getting a little oily around my nose, but that's pretty normal, especially because I did put that like highlighting powder on there. Right here has faded, and that is because I was doing voiceovers and my hand was probably sitting like this, kind of like if you put your hands here, you know, the warmth of your hands are going to rub it the wrong way. I don't know if you can see it. You can kind of see it right here. Okay, so it is now 10:30 at night. First things first, I just saw Fast and Furious. Oh my god! So good. I love those kinds of movies. They just like fill my life with excitement and joy. Yeah, if you hear a bone clamoring in the background, that is my dog, and this makeup has lasted pretty well. I've had a little bit of fading around my nose, but that's because I'm always like, my allergies are just unavoidable. Pollen is crazy right now. I'm always like, rubbing my nose, itching my nose, not sticking my fingers up my nose. So we're basically doing everything but that. But like rubbing around it. So basically anywhere, actually I noticed a little bit around my mouth in here, fading. And a little bit in here and like where I had my glasses. That's probably a good thing that I had my glasses on while I was watching the movie, so you guys can, there's just like the little one, nothing crazy, but I think most of the fading, yeah, around like this area right in here on my nose, because I was touching it a little bit on the bridge of my nose too, and definitely right here from probably like touching it. And I don't think it held up as good as the Elsie Cosmetics personally. As far as like long wear goes, but I mean, I got 12 hours out of it almost, and I feel like it's just now starting to kind of fall apart, so that's still pretty good. Especially, you know, maybe the primers that I use with it could be contributing to that. Maybe, you know, touching my face a lot throughout the day contributed to that. Maybe it's the powders I set it with. You never know. But I still love Elsie Cosmetics. I don't know what it is. It's like the luminosity. It's Illuminati. It's Illuminati. They get you every time. If you are looking for a matte finish in a foundation, you're kind of on a budget. I mean, let's face it. $22. This will probably last you for a while. It's not drugstore, so if you have something in drugstore, a little bit sensitive to certain drugstore products, maybe your skin breaks out really easily or like sensitivities, then just take one step above, and this is $22. So you're not spending $38 to $50 on one foundation. $22 is a little bit more reasonable, I think, especially if it's something you're gonna wear every day. This gets a yes for me. If you like these review videos, then give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, like my videos, share my videos, and be nice to people because it's not that freaking hard. Bye!